Hey there everyone, hope you enjoyed your break and I'm glad to be back with you guys for our last unit. As of right now, the semester is going to end on January 20th. I shouldn't say as of right now. Regardless, it's going to end on the 20th, but just depending on whether we're going to have any in-class time or whatnot, that'll be a little bit different. So some of this stuff's a little bit tentative in that sense that we might end up changing it. As well, you might notice that I'm going to change some of the weighting to increase your discussion posts a little bit more. So if you notice that your grade changes, that's going to be because of the other assignments I'll put in, and as well as the changes in weighting. So with that being said, let's look at your weekly lesson plan. I'm going to be going through this fairly quick with you guys today, and then I'll come back later and have a more detailed video just going through your main project. But we'll also talk about kind of what the plan is right now to get us to the end of the semester. So right now, obviously today you have your intro JunoPod and this video. So we're starting our unit on electricity. So for the most part, the JunoPod you'll be going through today is just kind of talking about the key terms that we'll be talking about: insulators versus conductors, the transfer of electrons, friction, and so forth. Nothing relatively too complicated, but do look at the examples in your textbooks and watch the videos. It's a pretty short note if you just read through it, but if you watch the videos, it's good enough and sufficient that you'll get everything. So don't just rely on reading everything, there are visuals to go with it. Later in this week, we'll be continuing on tomorrow, just kind of diving one more layer deep on that topic and just getting a little bit more into the science of the transfer of electrons and everything, and then as well as the conductivity series, we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. When we get to Wednesday we will start with circuits. So we'll start talking about electrical circuits and different breakers, stuff that's commonly used in your house. How does an electric box work, stuff like that. So we'll get a little more practical use with this unit. Going into your project, which is Thursday's assignment, this is what I'll be putting out. I'll go through, I haven't made the outline for it yet, so I'll get some more specifics for you later on, but I'll put out a video. I'll just do a little voice recording going through the rubric and the guidelines, so you'll get more details on that right now. But the main objective of that is going to be for you to do some at-home kind of a lab per se, little research paper, kind of a combination of the two. It'll be categorized as a lab, just we haven't done enough of them, so we'll put that in as a lab. As well, it doesn't require you to investigate and apply some knowledge, so that's the criteria for a lab. And then lastly, Friday, you'll have a discussion post with the response, same thing. I don't have a topic for you today, but just know that it'll be coming for you. I'll try and put these both out maybe a day earlier, just so if you can kind of stagger things however you like it. So that's your plan for the week. Like I say, it's pretty brief, to be honest. Usually this is the point where we're gearing up for exams and we don't really get to this unit. So I'm making each material day by day and not really going off of like old PowerPoints with our previous units. So if you guys have any feedback as well, that's really good too. That being said, it's the first time we've really gotten to this unit. So if you guys are having any problems with it, chances are kids who have this course later on will as well. So give me some feedback. But looking ahead at other things that you have to get through to the end of the course, we are going to have a Unit 4 test, so whatever we get through, we'll have a nice little summative test. I'll give you guys a review package for that. The review package is not going to be due, so it's just kind of do at your own leisure and make sure you're prepared for your test, just because I feel like it's going to be a little condensed here, so I don't want to make that formally due for you guys. But do utilize it in preparation for your Unit 4 test. As of right now, I got that on the 14th, which would be next Thursday, and we'll have about 5 JunoPods between then, so the 3 this week and then 2 next week. Your summative test, that'll be the last day of school. Again, if we're online or in class, I don't know what that'll shake out to be. If we're online, it'll be out a day or two earlier, and you'll probably have a day extra just for the just to make sure if you're somewhere else, a different time zone, it's all spaced out the same. But it's going to be 50 multiple choice. It's not an exam. It's just, like I say, it's a summative test, right? Kind of the key points of all the units. I think it's essentially going to be 50 statements where if you really listened or learned something, you're going to remember that regardless of, I mean, I'm aware, right? Like if we went back to our Unit 1 stuff, you're going to not know as much details of the finer things, but in general, you should have remembered some of the general points. So those are going to be the ones that you'll be quizzed on for that one. And then, so for this one, this week's discussion post, you will have a response. The one that follows next week, just because it'll be the Friday we would have it, and then we would end on a Wednesday. We're not going to have a response just because there's not enough turnaround for you guys to post and then get responses back from people. So that one will just be a response. As well, for the summative test, I'll put out a review package that won't be due. So your 2 review packages that you see when they come out, they are not formally due. Do them to study and make sure you're prepared for your test. Yeah, that's it for me, guys. Again, I'll touch back with you guys later on in the week to give you more detail on your research paper, and as well to kind of elaborate maybe 1 or 2 of those key points from your Junopods. Alright? Okay, good to see you guys get back, or I guess not literally see you, but good to be back at it. Have a good week, guys.